Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn, so please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen!
Hello, yodelers. We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I am your host today, Japheth, with
Jackie.
and
I'm Frank, the Disney park travel tour guide. Yeah.
Frank.
I missed that episode.
I don't understand Frank.
You want to explain?
I know everything about the Disney theme park. I can tell you where to go and what to do.
Oh, the know-it-all.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be the Genie Plus.
I'm the guy on Harbor.
I'm here to ruin your vacation.
I'm the guy on Harbor Boulevard with the sign that says, "I've got tickets to Disneyland."
He may come back into this story. Who knows? All right, so that cues us into our episode. We're going to be talking about a bad day at Disney Park. And we've each come up with a scenario or a story. I've come up with a story
It's
for
a
each of
story
us.
or playbook on
How to ruin a
Yeah,
trip to
we're
Disney.
gonna torture each other's.
We're going to torture a sibling
yes.
with our story. And it is so true. As I was writing this, I had to stop and put it down because I was like, this is just mean, or I just hate this. Like, I would hate to be in this scenario. So, we'll start off in like, what makes a bad day at a Disney park? Like, what are some ideas? Like, basic,
Usually when
Weather.
right? Weather's huge.
Weather's bad.
weather can be a big part. Things just not going according to plan.
Stick to the plan.
Like, stick to the plan. Yeah.
Survivor reference
Yeah.
from like season
Like,
18.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when rides break down, things like that. Like any sort of, because like I've remember talking to this one guy who says, I swear, I went on 8 rides and 5 of them broke down on me. I had to be evac'd on 5 rides in one day.
That sucks.
That's
That's,
like-
bad.
that's
That's,
pretty
that's
bad.
really bad.
That's
You can counter those. Like limited time, overcrowded.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Like if there's some sort of like event, like convention events, and they just flood the park.
You see a group of people that flood it. Yeah. Things are too expensive. You're just like, oh my gosh, keep spending all this here. Missing merchandise, like you're going there to find something, like the expectation.
Oh, and they're sold out.
Oh yeah. You show up late, an injury, a lost item, a lost kid. I mean, a lost parent. That's right.
Yes,
Lost
lost
parent.
parents.
Lost parent, yes. Or bad guest.
Or sometimes bad cast members.
Never.
Cast members are perfect.
We are saints. I say that with like the
There
most
was,
ridiculous like face.
One, I was like going through security and stuff, and one of the security guard gave me some really bad attitude, and I was just like, come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to go through the park.
Don't kill the vibe.
Yeah. I
Don't-
get you're having a hard day, but like, you don't need to spread that on me.
Exactly. He probably had a really good job, and he really messed up. And they're like, you know what? You're doing frontline security.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I hate my life. All right, so we all have different siblings.
Right.
I'll start off.
Mm-hmm.
I have Jackie, and Jackie's going to Disneyland.
Heck yeah.
Right? It's like we've talked before in the past. Disneyland is, for most of it's the park.
It
to
is
go
the
to.
park.
It's OG. It feels good. So Jackie's going for one day, visiting with a friend of the family. So you're attached with someone who's never been there, and they have a 3-year-old.
Okay.
What are your thoughts so far?
Deja vu.
Okay. The morning, it's pouring rain.
Okay.
It's pouring down rain. And they had bought your tickets, and they got this great deal from a guy in the corner. What was his name?
Frank.
Right.
It's right there. And you're like, okay, and you're like, you're really cool where you're just like, yeah, I'll pay you back. No problem. Well, hopefully everything works out. You don't want to be rude. They show up 2 hours late while you've been sitting out in the rain. And guess what? You're like, we tried to call them a million times. Why are they late? Cell phone's dead.
Yeah, I'm not happy right now.
It's just like,
Ooh.
yeah, just phone didn't charge. So you get there.
You are a planner. So
I am such a planner. So that would drive me nuts.
And so they finally show up, where you said you'd meet them, right? They're
Yeah.
like, hey, meet us here at this time. We'll be good. Text me. They show up and they're like, hey, our phone's still not working. It's got the tickets on there, except for your tickets. They bought them from, Shady Frank on the corner. So you being really good, always have your portable charger, right? You're like,
Yeah.
I'm good, here, I'll charge it. So you wait another 15 minutes, get in the park. So by the time you get into the park,
It's so rainy.
it's still raining, where am I at? So it's like 15 minutes. So you get to the gate, long line. Who else shows up? Your favorite cheerleading group.
Ugh.
They're in front of you. You know who shows behind you?
moms?
No. Brazilian tour groups from art.
Oh gosh.
They're singing,
Are
they're
they
clapping,
chanting?
they are
Oh,
chanting.
gosh.
You have cheerleaders who are like, we're gonna fight back, and you're right in the middle of the cheer Argentinian battle for who can be the loudest. So you're
horrible.
wet, and you get there. You get to the gate. Guess what happens? Oh, your tickets are not good for this location. You have to get out of
Shady
line.
Frank didn't give you
Shady
good-
Frank.
I'd be like, I'm good. I'm going back home.
Oh no, we've only just begun.
Yeah.
So you finally get there. The lady's like, oh, these tickets are not good. They're not legit tickets. So, but you'd already Venmo the lady the tickets, and she goes, I really don't have enough money. So you end up paying for that Shady Frank ticket and buy a ticket for the park for you and Mark. So you're kind of like, oh, all right, I'm not even in the park, and I've already bought 2 tickets
Yeah.
for a soggy day. But don't worry, clouds clear up.
Oh, thank goodness.
Clears up, yeah. So you're only dealing with like this humidity thing right now. You get through the gate, and what do you think they want to do? They get into the hub, and they're like, oh, we got to see the Fab Five. And so they're like, all right, let's stand in line. So they stand in line for
Okay.
all of them. It's just taking some time. You're like, it's cool.
okay.
I've been in the park. It's cool. The sun's
Main
out.
Street.
I'm drying off. They finally get to Mickey. Mickey's last. We're like, oh, we'll get to Mickey last, and we'll be good. Mickey goes away. Guess who shows up?
Yeah.
Don Canard.
Wait, what?
Don Canard.
Don Canard from Tailspin shows up. Your friend is livid. She hates Don Canard.
He was my least favorite villain on that show.
Tailspin? Really?
I would be excited.
She's not. She's like, my kid needs to see Mickey Mouse. It's his first time in the park. We're going to go. So she's like, hey, we're going to go to City Hall, but I need you because you have a lot of Disney experience how to talk to them. So I can like...
Do I get no opinion?
No, because
No, it's-
because you're there to help her.
I thought you were gonna go the direction of like, then you go to Mickey's house and you wait in line to see Mickey, and then you open the door and it's Don Canard again.
No, Louis comes out, and your kid can't get his autograph because he can't sign anything.
That's it.
So you have to go to City Hall and waste 30 minutes going, oh, I'm sorry, we can't control what Disney characters come out. And so you're left without seeing Mickey Mouse after she's just so mad, and she's just grumbling and complaining that she didn't get Mickey Mouse. And she does the dreaded thing. Oh, you've ruined my vacation to the cast member, and you're sitting there trying to bite your
I'm
lip.
rolling my eyes.
And yeah, I'm surprised you haven't done like a full like circle all
360.
around. So you finally make it out of the hub.
I feel like as a character, I would totally step in real life and be like, "You calm down."
And she's just, no, she's, it's just a friend of the family. You're like, trying not to rock the boat. You're trying to make the best of the situation. You're just kind of appeasing her. I think you would step in, in these situations, but she's like, no, I'm going to City Hall. I need to complain to someone.
First thing in the morning.
So you make it to, what do? You make it to the castle. Right now it's about like 10:30, 11 o'clock. You haven't even gone on a ride, and it's 11:30. You know, your socks are still soggy. And she's like, we need to have the perfect picture in front of the castle. So what are we going to do? You're wait in that long line to have someone take a picture of all you guys there in front of the castle. But you know what? That 3-year-old just won't sit still long enough. And she's not happy with the photo. So you just keep getting back in line for about 30 minutes to get that photo in front of the castle.
At least I'm on Main Street.
Yes, you're on Main Street.
I get to enjoy the music.
That is true. You do have that. And so she goes, hey, Jackie, where should we go? Where would you say? Like, it's 11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock.
Where should we go?
I would say go to, I don't know, like Pirates.
And she's like, oh, my kid can't do Pirates. Let's do Peter Pan. I heard that's a good one at this time.
It's actually not bad at that time.
Well, at this time, the wait line is 60 minutes. It's extended way out. Okay. And so you get in line.
It's gone all the way to Snow White's.
Yeah.
Wishing well.
So who gets behind you in the line? Who do you want behind her in the line? What tour group would really get on her nerves?
Let's see here. Oh, the Brazilians.
Brazilians, yep. They're clapping. They're having a good old time.
I don't think they would actually bother me. Maybe the cheer moms, really.
I was
Cheer
like,
moms?
the cheer moms. I was thinking cheer moms earlier, but I wanted to throw
Okay.
Peter in. I wanted to see what he would think. So you guys go through Peter Pan. You make it all the way through. The 3-year-old's been climbing all over thing. First time in a queue. It's what you do. You get on the ride. You make it into the Linden room, and guess what? Boom, breaks down. And so you're stuck in there waiting to be evacuated from that ride. To be evacuated from that ride, don't you need a ladder? I think they have like a special thing.
Yeah. As
So
I've been evac on
that one is a little bit more difficult. So you're in there, you haven't even finished the ride, and it's midnight. Not midnight.
Whoa.
This is the Sky House.
Dang!
No, it's noon. Sorry, I got switched between AM and PM. Yeah, it's noon, and you just get off that ride and still haven't finished. So what do? I give you a break. You finish. She goes, you know what? We want to just get all the Fantasyland rides. So you spend the next 2 hours in Fantasyland going through
Okay.
and getting those done. She goes, oh, I really love to do Thunder. But she's like, can you watch the kid while I go do it? And you're like, yeah, that's totally cool. Because he's falling asleep. It's his nap time. So she goes off, rides Thunder. And you're there, and the kid wakes up. 15 minutes.
Where's mom?
Where's mom? Mom! Mom! I don't know you. Gets up out of its like stroller and just runs. Runs away.
I've experienced this before.
Runs away.
At least he's not vomiting.
Yet. No.
Day's not over yet.
We've only just begun. He runs and ends up in Small World. And you'd already ridden Small World. And you're like, he's like, I want to ride again. I want to ride again.
Okay, we're
And you're like,
ready.
okay, kid. You don't have your phone. You left it with Mark. And so you're just like, all right, we'll just write it. We'll be fine. Get on it. Breaks down. It's a small world out. Kid's freaking out, screaming. Just so upset. Just screaming.
You're just cruel.
Staring at the sad doll in the hot air balloon.
The one that's hanging from the
Right.
urban
Right.
Oh my
legends.
gosh.
No, just screaming. Of course, you're the last one that gets
Isn't that the
evacuated.
Mary Blair one?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so you finally get off, and you're like, okay, let's just go back to where we were. Guess who's there? Mom. She's pissed. She's like, what did you do with my kid? I didn't know. I was so scared. I was so worried. You're like, you explain everything.
Give the kid a walk
She calms down, and you're just like, you're trying to play nice. You just don't want to be the reason why her trip's just ruined, even though you know, like, this trip sucks.
Yeah.
So far, you're like, this is just the worst. And so you just everything cools down. She's like, all right, it's like 3 o'clock. Let's get some lunch.
Please, I'm hungry.
It's
3 o'clock.
And she's like, you know what? Let's go to this place in like Tomorrowland and get let's get some pizza and burgers. And you're just sitting there going,
Pizza and pasta.
Yeah.
Pizza port.
Yeah.
Planet. What is it called?
It's Pizza Planet
Pizza
now.
Planet.
So you get that garbage burger. She's like, lunch is on me. I feel so bad about me yelling at you about my kid, you
Okay,
know?
that's fine.
So she gives you those garbage burgers. You're eating that. And you're
Love
just,
rubber burgers.
I call them trash bin burgers for me after seeing that. So you eat that and you're just like, oh man, I was in you because you were really looking
You know
forward.
what? Any food by 3 o'clock is good because I'm hungry.
You know, unfortunately, your husband was left out there, and the sun had come out, and it's 85 degrees, 90, and that's really hot for Disney. He had to sit there because he didn't have the phone, and he was worried because you guys
So
were.
now he's red.
So he's been barbecued, and he's just sitting there being really nice, but he's really
He's
mad.
mad.
He's really nice. He's, trying to be, he's nice mad.
Mark would be mad.
He's like, what is going on? My wife ran away, and then and I'm sitting here on this bench by Mr. Toad's ride, and
In the middle of the day.
in the middle of the day, and he's just fried. He's just like, this is just brutal. All right, I gotta figure out where I'm at. I've gone off my story so much. So after the thing, she goes, there's fireworks tonight, right? And you're like, yeah, there's fireworks. And she goes, I really want a good spot for fireworks. So she's like,
I'll
we
volunteer.
we need to wait 3 hours, in advance. And so
I'll do it.
you guys, but she's like, I want everyone here, just so we don't get lost again. And so all four of you guys sit in front of the castle.
That's not bad.
You sit there, but for like 3 hours.
That's not bad.
But you notice, this, clouds coming through,
Oh no.
trees start swaying,
Oh, they're gonna cancel the fireworks show.
and guess what? You wait 3 hours, no rides, because you got to stay there with the 3-year-old because they're gonna run off, and the mom, she just can't keep up with that 3-year-old. That's kind of why you're there to help too. And so, you're waiting there and you're like, oh man, that wind's over 20 miles an hour. We're not going to get
We're not
fireworks
gonna
here.
make it.
You're sitting here, you're biting your tongue, and you're just like, oh, this is going to be great. She's building up and building it up. And sure enough, oh, attention, Disneyland guests. I can't do that voice. I don't know why I'm doing it like an airplane.
I know, right? It's more like, attention, Disneyland guests. This evening's performance of Wishes has been
Yeah,
canceled due
Wishes.
to inclemental weather.
And
Please
so-
enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
And so the mom is so mad. She waited 3 hours. And so she's like, I'm going back to City Hall. So you guys go all the way down to City Hall and wait in the 2-hour line.
Because you're not the only one.
You're not
waiting
the
in
only one
Yeah.
mad. And you're like, I want my money back. And sure enough, they're like, no, sorry. You have plenty of time to ride many rides. And so at that point, you get the announcement. What is it? Disneyland's closed. Can you do that voice?
Thank you. At this time, the Disneyland has ended its normal operating day. Main Street will be open for an additional hour.
And then your friend's like, this was the worst experience ever.
Yes, it
And
was.
you have to get on the same bus to get there. But to get to the Toy Story parking lot, guess what? Bus breaks down before you get to Toy Story parking lot.
Get off and walk to my car. Get away from this woman. We are no longer friends.
And that is your horrible day in Disneyland.
Oh man, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
I mean, granted, I would not put up for many of those things that.
I know you wouldn't, but
No.
like there's this like obligation when it's someone's first experience to kind of like
Oh, yes.
tough it out and
Oh,
try to
yeah.
spin it to going, oh, this may happen sometimes. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. This lady was the worst.
Yeah,
is
we're
not
no
a good
longer friends.
I was like, what makes this miserable? Oh, I've got a 3-year-old like driving me crazy, so I was definitely pulling from my own life when it comes to like trying to manage.
You were heading home to when we brought Peter's son
Oh, I've
to
heard.
Disneyland, and
It's the only time I've
that
heard.
was rough.
The only time I've ever heard Father Yoder go, I was this close to driving him back home and driving all the way back.
It was rough.
And it's the age. It's a
yeah,
difficult
it was
age.
the age.
It's
It is.
not anything against your
No.
son. It's just like I
I
have a
know.
3-year-old
I
now,
know
and
my
I'm
son.
just like
I know exactly how he is.
I
that's
just-
what you're like. You're gonna take him? Oh yeah.
Sure, you can take him to Disneyland.
Take him to Disneyland.
Oh,
On
man.
that trip too, on the way home, it was like the last 2 hours were like there's no bathroom on the desert, and he was potty trained at the time, and he had to go to the bathroom, and he would just scream, "I have to go pee," for like a good hour. I have to go pee. Constantly, and we finally find like some random gas station on the side of the road. Jack
You got Shady Frank out there. You want to buy some tickets?
Dad just grabs them and goes, but it's just like, oh, I heard that for an entire hour. Yep, okay.
Yeah. Just throw a 3-year-old into a Disney experience, and you're
It's
just
not
like,
fun.
all right,
You have
low
You
expectations
have
of
to
what you're gonna
set
get
your
done.
expectations beforehand with a 3-year-old.
You're not gonna do what you could do.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I've got. Jackie,
Yeah.
you are in charge of making Peter's Disney Day unpleasant.
This was hard because
is
I feel
hard.
like
I can make-
Peter can just make any
I can ma-
situation better.
I mean, I've had breaking points.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're gonna be at Disney World.
He's going to old school Epcot.
You are going to Epcot.
All right, Epcot.
And you're hyped about this. It's
I am. I'm always hyped to
You
go to
love Epcot.
I do love Epcot.
It's summer. It's
It's brutal.
It's summer. It's June, July, in that time.
Yeah.
I don't know how Mother Yoder carried you all through the trip with a 5-year-old or 7-year-old.
You're going with your family.
Okay, I've got my family with me. Okay, so it's something I've already
You've
done.
already-
I've already
yeah.
done this scenario.
Yeah.
So
You
all
survived.
right.
It's not so horrible.
Yeah.
You're trying to save a few pennies. You're staying at the All-Star Resorts.
Okay.
That's not
All right.
bad.
That's not. Hey, yeah, I'll take
Better than
it.
the Drury Inn we stayed at with like the the weird film on the carpet at Disneyland. Is that what it was
Right.
called? Drury
Oh
Inn?
no.
No.
It was
I was trying to remember what the
Remember,
name
like,
of this place
there
was
was like
yesterday.
the
but I don't
oil on the
remember.
carpets.
So
and-
bad. They've renovated since then.
Yeah,
It's now
that-
hardwood floors.
I would hope
and-
so. It was
Yeah.
that was the worst experience.
Yeah.
That's what
Ben-
I was like, I'm keeping my shoes on in the bed.
I remember
We
when
stayed there
st-
for like 5 days too.
I remember staying there, and I'd never seen a hotel actually use like legit keys for the doors.
Yeah.
It wasn't a key card; it was a key.
Yeah,
I was
it was
like,
an actual
"Whoa, this is an old hotel."
Yeah, because we went there after you came back.
After I came back from Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to Disneyland for a whole week, and ooh, that was rough. Yep. Okay, so yeah, you're at All-Star Resort, and you're like, you slept in so you weren't there. You slept in. Your
That's
kids are
rough.
really hungry,
Yeah.
and so you go to the food court at All-Star when everybody else is there getting breakfast.
Yeah. Yep.
And you gotta deal with all that stress.
Yup.
Kids screaming.
Yup.
I want eggs. I want bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would. Yep. Yep. This is so far realistic to my life now. So
Nothing scary yet.
nothing out of the normal yet. Yes.
You get them fed. It's all good. Someone pooped their pants. You gotta go back to
Wow.
the room.
We're not gonna name names.
Not gonna name names.
So you had to go back
Well,
to
we can still blame it on the baby.
Yeah, the baby's
true.
there.
I have a new baby, so
Yeah.
we can blame the baby.
Okay, we'll blame it on the baby.
Yeah, so you had to go back to the room. So your day's just delayed. So you're like, okay, we're going to the park.
It's only gonna take me an hour and a half to get there from the buses.
You gotta wait in line to get on the bus. It takes about 2 buses.
2 bicycles.
Two bus-
to wait for 2 buses to.
There's no
To
fast
come.
pass for the buses.
And because the line for ECVs onto the bus are way longer. The crowd, yeah. It
They
just
take out
takes
3 or 4
longer.
You gotta lower the bus and get the ramp out.
Takes longer to load them on.
Adjust the seats. Yeah.
Yeah. You finally get on the bus. You're standing. It's okay.
Yeah, I can deal with that. Yeah.
It's
It's
beginning.
early. It's early
early.
day.
It's early. I
It's
haven't
early
lost my
day,
energy yet.
But like it's packed. Everyone's smushed on there.
Bum bum bum. Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum. I gotta think of the Weird Al
You
song.
feel a little
yeah, oh, yeah.
little pinch on your butt. And you're like, okay, maybe it's my wife.
It's Shady Frank.
Shady Frank is at Disney World. Hey, you want to buy some tickets? I got some I got some fast passes for you.
Hey, these fill out of your pocket. Shady Frank's all over the place here.
Yes, he is.
I'll go with it. Shady Frank is on the bus and he winks at you.
The unattended character that came out of nowhere that's now become a staple on this show.
He winks at you and you just get the heebie-jeebies.
That's Florida for you.
Well, at least I didn't molest you in your your story.
No. It was a crowded bus, just things happen.
We don't talk about what happened on the bus.
It's not like prison. My goodness.
Jeez. How many crimes are being committed against me on this trip?
He hasn't even made it to the park. He's been assaulted.
Okay.
You can tell we're having fun with this one.
All right. You get to the park. You get through security. It's a busy day at the park. It's summer. You're chosen at security to get pat down.
Of course. I've already been molested once. Let's do it again.
This guy at least gets paid to do it.
That's right.
You just had a freebie one before.
That's it.
Jackie's not even gonna make it through this story.
I'm not feeling well with this one. All right, you get through the park, you get through the entrance, all fine. You're prepared. And you're walking through Epcot, and one of your kids go, "I want to ride the golf ball," and it's like 10:30, 11.
Oh man, it's packed.
It's packed.
It's the worst one to ride.
At that time.
At that
yeah.
time.
The first one, so it's about an hour wait, and they're like, "No, you try to steer them away," but they're like, "Golf ball, golf ball."
Ooh, the
golf
chant.
ball."
The chanting.
So you're like, okay, well, just to get it over with. You wait in that line.
I know you're not gonna allow that. You're like, no.
Oh, I totally wouldn't. Like, my kids would listen. I was like, no, we're doing what we're doing. We're doing what I'm doing.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm in charge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, we're not coming back to Spaceship Earth till like 4 o'clock. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
When there's no wait. There's no one here.
You get on Spaceship Earth, you ride it, and the boys are like, "That stinks."
I could smell the vacuum tubes.
And they start blaming you, going,
They want to go
"Why'd
to
you
City
make-
Hall at
why'd
that
you make
point and
us go?"
complain.
Yep.
Little kid, little baby, I go to City Hall. All right. So after Spaceship Earth, you're like, okay, let's go to Test Track.
I hate that ride.
And
All right. Test track.
that's like 70 minutes right there.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you wait in line because your wife wants the family picture.
Right. Right. Family photo.
You got someone with you to watch the baby.
Oh, okay. So we've got an additional
Yeah,
person
yeah.
to help us. Gotcha. All right.
So y'all go on Test Track. You get in the ride vehicle. It's all good. And you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're pumped. You're excited. You start going. You go to the first scene. Breaks down due to weather.
Nice.
Yeah, they do shut it down
They
with
do.
the inclement weather.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in the first scene, which means you're with one of the last ones to get loaded off.
See, if it was me that would plan it, I'd be like, so your car gets launched at the climax, and then it shuts down
breaks.
as it's raining on you. That's what I would do.
Yeah, when you're on the actual track itself.
When you're on the track outside, that's
and
when
it just pours on you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
yeah. That's when I would. That's when if I was picking it. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. So you're on there for a while. The kids are upset. They're hungry. You know, they
We're
want.
like, you want some free sodas?
Yeah. Let's go to Club Cool.
Why are the floors sticky?
Yep. Here's some delicious Beverly.
Is that the worst one?
Yeah.
The one you're like, oh.
That's the one I tricked Mark to drink. That's great. Yeah. So you finally get off the ride. You're hungry. So you're like, okay, let's go get some food. And you go all the way to the other side to like Sunshine Food Court.
Oh, at the land?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over there.
Dang, that's a good one. I'd like their food area.
No, their
It's
food's good.
Food's
They're
good
good.
there.
You get there.
My kids probably wouldn't like
I
anything.
was gonna say, I don't think they're gonna
My
like
kids
that.
won't like any of the food
Where are
there.
the chicken fingers?
Yep. There's no chicken finger plant here. I'm sorry.
You get there and it's packed, long lines, lots of people.
Yep. It's always busy.
You get your food and you're checking out and you got the Disney Visa, right?
Yeah.
Try to get that discount. But Chase decided to
Because
fraud.
it's fraud because why am I in Florida?
Right.
Right.
With a Disney card. No,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah, so then you got that stress and then
Like
you're
I just used it yesterday at the gift shop.
Yeah.
that works out great.
Yep. So of course you get another card out, you get that. So then you're trying to find a place to sit.
There's never a place to sit
there's
there.
never.
You're sitting
to
on the
sit.
coral on the outside.
Trash cans. Trash
Some little
cans.
kids were going "Ah!" while you're trying to eat.
You got your kids eating on trash cans while you're looking for a spot.
Oh, the worst.
And then by the time you find a spot and you get everyone's down, all the kids have eaten, but you haven't eaten.
Yep, that's real. That is 100% real. I couldn't tell you how many times everyone else is done and I haven't even started. So that is 100% real and accurate to my life.
And
You're doing a really good job portraying what my life feels like every day.
so the kids are nagging, I want to go on a ride. I want to go on a ride. You finally get a couple bites of food and you're like, okay, let's go.
Because you can't eat in the queue.
Yep,
No food in the queue.
no food in the queue.
You know, you see Living with the Land, you're like, let's go. It's like a 35-minute wait.
How is that one a 30-minute wait?
Wasn't
Oh
it your
my
last trip had that
Yeah,
experience?
it's
Oh my-
lunchtime. You know,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
busy.
Let's try Russia, living in the land.
You go do Living with the Land. Kids are bored. You got one falling asleep in your arms.
Already, jeez.
That's-
Food coma.
Yeah, that's. You get through the attraction. You're like, okay, let's do Soaring.
Which I would never do.
Yeah.
I would never get in line at Soaring at Disney World.
No.
But go on.
You go
I
Soaring.
accept your premise.
I
Go
think
on.
when I worked there, I only went
I think
I did it
only
once.
3
once.
times.
I did it like once.
And it's usually with like you guys. I would probably go with.
I never did standby. I always had a fast pass.
I did it once.
You did Soaring because the weather was just super humid and hot. So you want to stay in the AC.
So it was
My
the
wife
escape.
would be like, "Yeah, let's stay." I don't want to go outside. So that would probably
is
be
an outside
that would be
park,
more
yeah.
of like my wife being like, "Yeah, I don't want to go outside right now."
Yeah.
So,
And you're like, yes, dear.
yep.
So, all right. You get through Soaring. Nothing
And
wrong.
she likes Soaring too. So
It smells like oranges.
You get through Soaring. It's all good. All right. You exit out of that building. You make your way down.
we're not gonna watch the global warming show movie.
No.
Is that the
Okay.
one with the Timon and Pumbaa?
No, they got rid of that one. Now it has the dad from Modern Family, Ty Burrell.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're heading to World Showcase.
All right.
Finally.
Yeah, World Showcase.
Which pavilion direction
Yeah,
are they
which
coming
direction do you prefer?
Which way can I ruin it for you? Mexico or England?
Or Canada.
Is it
Yeah.
Canada
It's
first? Yeah,
Canada
it is
first.
Canada.
I'd like to go Mexico first.
Yeah, we're going
Clockwise.
to Canada. I was originally planned to go Canada, so
No soggy churros for you yet.
Soggy churros.
we're
Yep.
going to Canada. But as you're going away, you realize it's opening day for food and wine. So you've got 1 billion bloggers in line. It's crazy busy.
And what does your wife want? She wants something.
Yeah,
She wants something from the Italy booth.
yeah.
I'm feeling Italian right now.
Yeah.
The exact opposite.
Yeah.
And
The boats aren't running either.
The Italy booth is also notoriously known for their bad food too.
It's not like it's like Olive Garden.
Even worse than
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, it's just busy in the World Showcase. Crazy long lines.
Now we go on Spaceship Earth. Now is the time we go.
You go to the French Pavilion.
But you know, you're in Canada, so you're like, let's go watch the show.
Right.
Only Martin Short?
Yeah.
No, it's different now.
Oh.
It's not Martin
You're in the
Short.
show. There's no seats.
It's well, actually, the show in Canada is so good that at every festival they close the show and just make that a food booth.
Really?
Yeah, like there's no show in there during a festival, which at Epcot nowadays is like
It's always
there's only like two weeks out of the
it-
year that's not a festival, so you only have 2 weeks of the year to actually see the Canada
Well,
show.
Whoa.
for this scenario. You're going to
It's
see
like
the
this
show.
apple orchard booth that they have in there.
For this show, you're gonna go see it.
Okay.
But the kids are bored because
Yeah, it's not a very good show.
it's not. But they're running around,
They all.
Oh,
yeah.
and so I'm getting the stink eye from cast members. Yeah,
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
and other
okay.
parents. You're getting looks of judgy parents. And,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Every day. Yep. Okay. You're doing a really good job of painting what my life looks like every day. So you're really good.
All right, you go through, you get out, and then you.
Then a plane crash happens. You're like, that was Tuesday.
Yep. Yep.
We'll give you some light. You go, you make it through, most of the World Showcase. You go to American Pavilion because you want to see
Yeah. I
The-
do want to
The
see.
great, the American Experience.
the Great
Yeah.
American
I
Experience.
love that show.
You find out all shows are canceled today due to technical issues.
Franklin had too much to drink.
Shady Frank. No.
Shady Frank.
Shady Frank got
He
it there.
comes out, hey.
Hey, I got tickets for the America show.
What's
It's the
vocal-
Great South American show.
what are the acapella group that sings there?
The Voices of Liberty.
Voices of
Yeah.
Liberty. Yeah. One of them has bronchitis. That sounds horrible.
Sounds awful.
She doesn't have any more sick leaves. So no, she has laryngitis. Yeah, that's what it is. Everyone's just like, oh gosh.
I'll give you one nice magical
Oh, thank you,
moment
thank you.
because I feel like you deserve it.
Thank you. I do. I do deserve a nice moment.
It is. So you're at the Japan Pavilion. They do the Japan show.
Okay, the drummers.
Yeah, and
Taiko drummers.
and the little kids actually get to interact with the origami part.
Oh,
Oh,
like
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
you,
yeah.
and that just really touched your heart and
Good
good,
memories.
good memory.
Did he get a
Good-
snow cone while I was there? It's so hot.
No,
No.
the line's way too long.
Those are the best. Those snow cones on a hot day. It's the best thing you can have.
Of course, you hit the Italy booth. Your wife wanted
Yeah, she
that
wanted-
ravioli.
Ugh.
I think the worst thing I ever had was like lingonberry and like some like sort of like horrible fish. And I was like, oh, have some Norwegian something, and it was just
Yeah.
horrible.
You waited in like about a 30-minute line for this ravioli that's
Two
$12.
bites. Two bites for $12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right for food and
And you
wine.
didn't get a bite.
I didn't because
You
I
didn't get a
I
bite.
didn't want to bite. I didn't even want to bite.
Don't even want to look at it. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
It's too expensive.
And then you go through the rest of the World Showcase. You wait in the Frozen line.
Yeah.
Super long. Wait in all of those lines. And then
a jet shoots me in the face, a water jet. Oh, wait, that actually happened.
Where was that?
yeah, I don't know this.
Yeah.
Was it the camels? Were the cast members doing it on purpose?
So, like, when I rode Frozen.
Okay.
So, like, at the final drop.
I don't know. I haven't been on it, but...
At the final drop, like, they have, like, jets that spray the boats with water. Nobody on the boat got wet except this jet of water just shot me. I'm the only one that got wet. It shot me in the face. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And, like, my wife's laughing at me. And, like, everyone's, like,
You try
all
not to
dry.
lose it.
Everyone's all looking at me like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. That's me holding a good
Yeah.
composure, like, oh, yep, it happens. But inside, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, this time it's like 4 or 5. You're done with the...
4 or 5 jets? No.
He's shaking as he gets off the road. I don't want to do this anymore.
And the kids are like, again. And I got to sit in the same spot and happen again. No.
Yep, so you get done with the World Showcase. It's almost dinner time, and your wife's like, let's go back to the hotel.
Making good time. It didn't take me that long to get through World Showcase.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we eating?
no, you're going back to the hotel.
Oh, we're
She's
done.
done.
Yeah, she's done.
Still fireworks.
I'm done too. I'm done too.
You're done, but you go back to the hotel, get the kids situated, but your oldest one's like, I want to go back to the park.
Oh, I thought you were about to say he wants to go. I want to go swimming.
No. He
Yeah,
wants to go
that's-
back to the park.
He wants to go back to the park.
And you're like, yeah, I'll take you back to the park.
Yep, and I would. That is
You
accurate.
take the sky buckets there.
No, it's All Star. So
Oh, it's All-Star.
there's
They don't have.
no...
They don't have Skyliner.
So yeah, you have to go back and, but your other little one wanted a souvenir, really bad.
Yep, he would.
So
And it's probably like a $300 one. Then he's like, I want this, and it's too big to bring home. It's like it's not gonna fit in our suitcase.
you're
I'm not
just
getting it.
finishing the story for me.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened.
I know my family.
Yep. You get back to the. You want to do Future World more?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
It's closer to old Epcot than
old
anything else.
Epcot, and every ride you go on it just breaks down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And you go, okay, well let's watch the show, the big dome.
Did he buy a ticket from Shady Frank for a good spot?
I got good seating for what's it called?
You
now?
could sit in
What's
a
it?
gondola in Italy and watch the fireworks.
You go see the fireworks, but then
I think by the time this episode comes out, it'll be Epcot forever, so I'll be okay with that. Some old classic Epcot music.
no, it's the day before
It's
switches.
the day before.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So
So
half
all
the
the
show's been dismantled.
So all the bloggers are
All
there.
the bloggers are there.
to record the last performance. Okay.
And so you're trying to get a spot to see, so your oldest
because there's only 3 good spots to see
Yes.
this show. Yeah.
yeah, your oldest one really wants to see it, see
Yeah.
the show. Can't see anything, so you have to put them up on your Is
Is it his oldest or his youngest?
Oldest.
Oldest.
Oh goodness, he's grown so much.
I know, he's,
Yeah.
he's 9.
So like you
he's heavy.
kind of like prop him up and hold him up, and you get the
My answer would be no. I'm not picking you up. I didn't want to pick you up when you were 4, not while you're 9.
You make it through most of the performance, and then the oldest one's like, I'm tired.
Yeah, and then we have to fight the crowds on the bus, so we have to
Yeah.
wait at least 6 buses to get back to All Stars. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
So you're saying Ulster's not a great place to stay at?
Not for buses. And
No,
that's your day.
that's my day. That sounds like an honest, accurate interpretation of how my day would actually go. I mean, granted, I have far more control, of,
Yeah.
of
Well,
the
of
planning
course.
of the
Yeah,
day.
there would be no Epcot ball.
There's no golf ball chant.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
All right, Peter.
All right.
How are you going to ruin my day in the
All
park?
right.
It won't take long.
Hey, actually, you're actually gonna have a really good day.
Oh boy.
You're gonna. I don't have anything on mine that's like, you broke down and you have to walk to the other side of the park because you had fast pass. None of that. No, your day is actually gonna be a somewhat enjoyable day.
Until a bomb comes down and destroys
Whoa.
everything.
Oh my goodness, Jackie.
That escalated. Jackie's still riding high from like, I ruined one brother's birth. One day in
You get
Disney.
molested twice in one day.
Whoa, whoa.
Shady Frank and Francine. Scandalous
That
Francine.
went too far.
I'm like, oh, this is weird. They're like the putty from like Power Rangers.
Power-
They're like,
This is going too weird.
we're in Fantasyland now.
So I thought, you know what? Japheth deserves a great, nice, peaceful day at Disneyland by himself. He doesn't need to bring his family, but he wants to create.
So what's the villain?
Oh
He's,
boy, my wife. She just ruined my whole trip because my wife at the end. This is like, I had a great day, and my wife's giving me stink eye. Like,
and so
swallow twitch.
you want to create memories. So you want to take lots of photos and do a lot of great, unique experiences on your own. So, of course, you're going to wait in line at certain places to get your photos in front of the castle by yourself, in front of the Mickey floral by
It
yourself.
sounds really sad when you're by yourself with like you got your Mickey bar in front of the castle. I'm enjoying my day.
This day is only beginning by yourself. You're gonna start things off. You're like, you know what? Let's hit Fantasyland first thing. You know,
Let's get out
you
of the
get
way.
there opening, right? So, but it's a little busy. Okay, so you get in line. You get in. You know, we normally will hit like Snow White first because it's like right there
there.
in front of
It's
the
ready.
case, right? You get in line. It's a little busy. So, you know, they put multiple parties in there. So you're in there as well as another, you know, mother and son in that vehicle. So then you go through together. And then you all get in line at Pinocchio. And you just happen to be sitting in the same vehicle with the same same couple. And then, you know what? Let's ride the carousel. You're going to ride the carousel.
I'm not following you.
You're riding the carousel now. You know, it's great, enjoyable to ride by yourself first thing in the morning with all the other little kids.
Right. It's just wonderful.
And then
Nah, be
Security
right.
gonna be called.
This is what's new.
And then-
Are we at Walgreens?
and then you're going to get in line for Casey's Jr.'s circus train. You know, you're going to enjoy this
You're
ride.
in the monkey.
You're in the monkey cage with another family.
Monkey with a monkey show.
You know, you're just enjoying all of Fantasyland, you know, and you hit every single ride in Fantasyland, including, you know, teacups. You got to ride the teacups. So you get to ride the teacups by yourself.
I feel like I'm like doing this with a stoic face. Like everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, he's not very happy."
Hey, you're in control
Just
of your
imagine
emotions.
like when Darth Vader went to the Disney park
Right.
commercial, but just you.
Darth Vader had a smile when he was riding Dumbo.
and
Are
so
you sure?
I think so.
and so you also want to get
Not he'd be crushing like people.
And so you also want to get some great photo ops with some Disney characters. So you're going to go up and have these one-on-one conversations with like Moana. And
I haven't met Moana. That would be fun.
yeah, you're just going to, and you know, you're just going to just have these long conversations with lots of children behind you waiting for their turn. But you really are into this conversation with Moana.
Oh boy.
Yes, you know, you spend a good 10 minutes with her.
Jeez. The character attendant is not doing their job.
And so, yeah, and you get your photo and, oh, look, there's Peter Pan. So you do the same thing there. You have a nice, fun conversation with Peter Pan and you get some photos with him. And so, and then you're like, you know what? I still want to meet some more characters. So you go over to Princess Fantasy Fair and you wait in line. Why-
That would suck great.
wait in line with all those other little kids waiting for your turn. It's probably about a 30-minute wait,
Yep.
if I'm being generous. 30-minute wait to get your interaction with the Disney princesses by yourself.
Hello, ladies. Flying solo today.
I don't think your wife's gonna like this day.
Oh no, she's already mad that I'm in the park and she's not.
Right.
She loves doing everything with me, so like this is like, wow, this isn't true at all. Or I'm not alive, or I'm not married anymore.
And so then you're like, you know what? I think it's time for some lunch. And where are you going to go eat lunch?
Don't say
Pinocchios?
burgers. Do not say Pinocchios.
You're going to go to the Blue Bayou.
Whoa.
Oh, it's not that great.
I remember eating there.
You're going to have
Had
this
prime
nice
rib.
restaurant by yourself.
It sounds so sad.
Is there a violinist that shows up?
So this,
And the server's going, is it just you today?
And takes the chair away. Do you mind if we borrow this chair? Oh, is anyone sitting? No, please join me. Oh no, we just want to take the chair. Oh. And then they're like, remember, like, how sad is that? He's at Disneyland by himself.
Yeah.
eating at a nice restaurant by himself.
And of course, there's the Karen in the corner going, I hate Disney adults.
He's a Disney adult. He's the worst.
I wanted and you got waterfront seating.
Oh,
So
I did.
Everyone's looking at you like I wanted waterfront.
Did I get the
seating.
last prime rib too?
You did. You got the last
Yeah.
one, and everyone's giving you that stink eye. And so then after that, you're like, you know what? That was great. And so then you decide, I'm going to go over and hang out at Pirate's Lair, Tom Sawyer's Island.
Why are you hanging out with all the little kids?
I don't want where this is going.
So you're just enjoying yourself. You sit down at, they've got a barrel and you got, a little checkered board there.
Yeah.
So you sit there and any guest, not just children, but any guest that comes by, hey, you want to play checkers with me? And you wait
checkers.
till
I'm a
someone
chess
plays
guy.
checkers with you on,
Well, someone does play with them.
yeah, someone will. Someone eventually says, okay, yeah, sure, I'll play with you. He's probably a vlogger,
Oh, okay.
probably at this point.
It's like, this guy's pathetic enough where I can sit with him. What's your story?
Oh, you don't mind me talking to the camera? Okay.
So then after that, you're like, you know what? I'm over here. Let's go on Splash Mountain.
Why not?
You know,
Yeah.
you go single rider.
Yeah.
And so
quick and
what do they do?
easy.
They place you in a boat with a full family. So you are the only person in that boat that is not a part of their family for their family photo.
you ruined
And they're
the
ready
photo.
for
I'm
their
gonna ruin that photo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Mr. Stinkface.
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flip them off, and I'll ruin their picture.
No, they're all gonna have
Then
cute.
their dad punches me in the face.
They're all gonna have cute poses with little mini lightsabers, and
God.
you're gonna sit in the background with the grumpy
You'll
face.
die.
Old
The
guy.
old man in the back. So there's a backstory
Peter found
behind
him.
it.
I'll have to post it.
Old crazy old Frank.
Oh,
you know,
crazy
right?
Frank.
No, there's a photo of the family. I wasn't
there
there.
for
I
that.
wasn't there.
No.
But you guys sent me this photo, which was funny. But it's like all of you guys riding Splash Mountain,
With
and you all have
keychain
like,
lightsabers.
Yeah.
keychain lightsabers, and then there's just like this random old man in the back, like
Yes.
It's almost like a ghost.
Yeah.
like he's a straight
Stoic.
face, like he's just no emotion going down the big drop. And
Yeah.
I think like in the letter, my mom was all like, he represents the Force or something weird like that. Okay.
He's Obi-Wan
You know
Kenobi.
what's funny is like I actually did Splash Mountain by myself when I was a CP, right? And I like would do crazy faces and stuff. And this one was not a very flattering picture of me, but and I was just like weird looking and stuff. And the kids see it and just start laughing at me. And I was like, oh, that kind of hurt my feelings.
Look at that person.
We do that with our family.
Yeah.
We like to make a scene of those photos. Now
Right.
you really can't see them anymore.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, so you finish your ride on Splash Mountain. Of course, you're right there. Let's go on Winnie the Pooh. It's a great attraction.
It's not bad.
It's a good attraction. You get in line. Obviously, you're by yourself, so you tend to sit. You actually got to sit in the front. and all the other, and then the other family that's behind you, they sit behind you, so you're in front of
They're
them.
all squished into one row. They're like,
get
that guy's
the whole
creepy.
thing.
I'm not sitting next to him.
So then you go up to Galaxy's Edge, and you're like, you know what? I haven't been here yet. You know?
Never.
Unfortunately, Rise of the Resistance is down that day.
Of course.
You know, can't do
Worst.
that. So you decide, you know what? But I can do single rider Millennium Falcon.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great attraction. It's
Yeah.
fun. But when you do single rider, what ends up happening, Jackie?
You're in the back row.
You sit in the back as engineer where you don't even get to watch the thing. You're busy on the side pushing buttons.
You don't even get to actually watch the show.
You can watch it, but like,
Can you be the jerk
have-
that doesn't push the button?
You
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
I'm like, beep, 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 don't care. Watch the show. We're gonna crash. Don't care.
Or you can
Actually, I like the engineer spot. It's actually my favorite because you actually do get to enjoy the show.
It's interesting because there's an engineer at Mission Space, and that's the position everyone hates. And I was like, "You're the most important." I don't remember what kind of lie I used to tell him. And then the other kid was like, "I want to be that," and I was like, "No, you don't. The engineer sucks." And then I'd shut the capsule as it's going.
It's like when like my fellow cast member was like, someone went up like, "I need my luggage. Where is it?" And she's like, "Oh, a pirate stole it. You know, we're working on getting it back."
Just shake your head like, "No."
So after your experience, you know, you just rode the Millennium Falcon. Great experience. And you know what? You want to buy a lightsaber.
Why not? Is it one of the
Yeah.
$200 ones?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
whole experience.
It's a whole experience.
Which
So-
one? Which lightsaber color did I get?
Oh, you
You went-
whatever one,
You
whichever
went
one you
red,
wanted.
hoping to go get the black one,
Ooh.
but you got red.
I am a bad guy.
Yeah.
I am a Sith.
So you go in there, and everybody's in there. You know, a lot of dads are in there with their kids. You know, helping the kids build their first lightsaber. And there you are. You're building your lightsaber as well.
Why can't I just be a Disney adult? All right.
Let him be a Disney adult.
You are. You absolutely are. There's nothing. As I said, this day is a perfectly normal day at Disneyland. There's nothing wrong. Okay. Well, by this time, you know, I mean, I'll give you. You can have the pick of your restaurant where you want to eat. That's fine. We're getting closer to evening time. You want to get a good viewing for Fantasmic, and so you come a little late, but you see there's an opening right up front.
Come take it.
So you come in and take it, and this family gives you the biggest stink eye because
I
they've
just-
been waiting there for 3 hours.
And I just, I look at them, and I lift up my butt cheek, and I go,
And you
That's
stand
what I
right
think
in
about.
front of their kids.
"Eat my fart."
Oh gosh, you're the villain.
Disney adults are the best.
And then obviously after Fantasmic, you got to rush over, push through the crowd so that you've got a castle view of the fireworks show.
Why not?
Yeah. And you got to stand right in front because you're a single person. You're able to fit into spots that people don't normally. Like normally families
I could squeeze in. And I just go, "Oh, my family's up there. My family's
Yeah.
up there."
That's it.
It's so effective.
It's
It
so
It's the
is.
biggest jerk thing, and someone would be like, "See that family right there?" And then you get up there, and then you give the guy like, "Hey, here's a 20. Let me stand next to you," and they'll be like, "Okay, cool."
Disney hack.
Eat your heart out, lady. That like glues all these souls to their kids' shoes.
But I forgot.
We really need to make a bad Disney hack.
I know, right? I forgot. You did manage to. You felt the inspiration to buy a bubble wand,
A bubble wand.
so that you're just having fun with your bubble wand while you're waiting,
Swinging around. with
swinging
your
around,
hands.
bubbles everywhere. Everyone's
Shooting it in somebody's eye. They're like, "Ah, this so
Is that your kid?
And so then that's how you end your day. is
Swirl with
you-
a bubble.
You had a wonderful day by
I'm
yourself.
singing Shania Twain, doing like a little lasso with it.
I'm feeling like a woman.
And then you're kindly greeted by Disney security at the exit. No, it was,
I was supposed to say, I was like,
we've been watching you all day.
"You give all Disney adults a bad name." That day's rough. That's a horrible day
horrible.
because I want to be with my family.
Yeah.
If I went to Disney by myself, it was only for a couple hours. It's so
It's
weird not to
different.
be with family. That is not a fun day, really.
That's what I kind of figured with you. I figured having you go by yourself would probably be the worst thing for you.
I just couldn't. It just would be bored. I don't even like being by myself. Like my wife's like, "Oh, go out and do something." And I was like,
I know,
I'll
same.
feel guilty doing it.
Correct.
And be at
Correct.
Disneyland and feel guilty doing
Oh,
something.
that's bad.
Knowing when your family and knowing your child is like
We
doing.
love it, and
It's just even when we do these recordings, it's just like my wife's like, "You guys are doing 3 recordings? Are you guys gonna be there till like 9 o'clock?" And I was like, "Maybe," like, and she's just like, "Okay," like it's just like
I
she's
know.
bracing
My wife's the
herself.
same way. She's all like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So she was relieved when I said, "We're not doing one of them because I'm not prepared for the next one." So
She's like, "Thank goodness."
right.
Yeah, no, that's a unorthodox way of making it not very fun. It's I'd have fun doing the rides, but the joy is doing it with people.
yeah,
These aren't thrill rides.
Right.
There's a couple where you're like, that's fun, but we've been to this park so many times and ridden them all. The Star Wars experience would be different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I allowed you to go.
Thank you.
I thought you would.
Oh,
Hey, I said
all
this was
merciful
positive.
Peter. It was.
This is a very positive trip. It's just you were by yourself the whole time.
And that is not, it's not going to be it will be memorable, but it won't be like the happiest, I think.
It's like
Maybe
when
for some parents were just like, anything to get away from my kid. To have Disney to myself. Some people would love it.
I could do Disney by myself.
Yeah.
I could do it. But
After,
I
after
do.
Jackie tried to ruin your day, and you're like, that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know, right?
I
Well,
was
the
like,
thing is,
"Geez,
like-
you do need a day off from your kid."
But I do agree with you. Like when I am with my family and like my wife tells me to like go do something on your own because I did have that moment and she told me to do that. I did feel guilty when I went to go ride.
you could
the
do like a couple
Matterhorn.
hours, and then you're like, oh, I need to get back.
Well, like even like when we went with our family and like we mom and dad took Bentley and you guys took Bentley for Fantasyland. It's like, you guys have fun, and like me and my wife, we felt guilty after like the first hour. Like we need to get our kid back. We felt weird leaving our kid with you guys because we didn't want to be gone away from you guys all day. And
Yeah.
so yeah. No, yeah. Disney parks are more magical when you share it with other people. And
Yeah.
that was kind of like when I was thinking about it, I go, that's the angle I'm going to go with.
It's a good angle. It sounds like a fine day, but it's weird
Yeah.
being there by yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like, have left that college program era. Like when I was there working full time, it was fine because, you do a couple hours, then you'd leave. But like an all day thing, I could never force myself to be in a park all day.
No. No, when like you were there all the time.
I could. But I'm not normal, so.
You're a unique Disney fan. You appreciate, like you said, you can
Unless
sit at
I
a
have
park
like
bench
a
and just
goal or a
chill.
motive, like when I was trying to like get certain autographs, then I could do park all day because I was trying to do.
You've got a goal.
autographs,
You've got a
yeah.
purpose. Yeah.
But when you've ridden everything multiple times, there's nothing new there.
I mean, yeah, it's like were times where I like enter a park and be like, I don't want to be here, and then I would just leave.
I've done that. It's like, let's go somewhere else. Let's just get something to eat and then go back.
I mean, I spent a lot of time just at the resorts, just relaxing and chilling
Oh,
in the
yes.
lobby.
Some of those lobbies are great. That was good, Peter.
Yeah.
Thank you for ruining my trip by giving my own time away from my family.
And thank you, Jackie, for telling me what my average Disney vacation sounds
Thinking
like.
that it's horrible. For all our listeners, what would be the worst experience? What would ruin your Disney experience?
Yeah, what would make ruin your Disney vacation?
We've had some trips where they've been like uncomfortable. Like there was that one trip where it was like 100 degrees
So
and
hot.
the fire was like
I remember when that
sucked
happened.
all the moisture.
Yeah, it was.
And it was so warm. It was warmer where we were from than it was in California. And I was like, this is a first. And
It was miserable. We just like hung out in the animation. I remember it was in the morning. We got to California Adventure. It was so hot. We're like, go to the animation building, just get AC. And then that's when they had the Frozen show.
We saw that like 4 or 5
We
times.
saw that like 4 or 5 times because it was so hot.
Yeah, it was not. That was
The
not
weather's when it's heat, it's miserable.
I one time got hit really hard with allergies where my eyes just
Oh.
watered. And I'll know that trip because half the pictures I've got sunglasses on because my eyes are so red and puffy. And I'm like, this stinks.
That's bad. Being
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, being sick in the park is not
It
fun.
isn't.
So, yeah, that was one factor we never took into account. And Jackie got a cold halfway through the day, a scratchy throat, and couldn't take it.
No.
So, yeah, tell us what you think would be a miserable time. What would ruin your day at Disneyland? Or if you've had a miserable time and, you cringe at like the thought of that trip, share it with us on our social medias and yeah, we can commiserate in misery.
Right.
It loves company. So
I know we always like to focus on like what would be the perfect day. No, let's talk about what's a worst day.
what's to avoid.
And these are worst days that actually occur.
Like I said, all those factors, it's just all at once. It's like a movie,
Yeah.
Yes.
in a 2-hour period. So, yeah, with that being said, please follow us on our social medias. And with that being said, Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember before your bobsled comes to a complete stop to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember,
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.